Everything in life, except for a few things, is second, third, or fourth hand. The gods, poems, politics, music. So our life is empty. Being empty, we try to fill it with music, with gods, with love, with forms of escape. And the very feeling is the emptying. But beauty is not to be bought. So few want beauty and goodness, and we are satisfied with second-hand things. To throw it all off is the real and only revolution, and then only is there the creativity of reality. It is strange how man insists on continuity in all things, in relationships, in tradition, in religion, in art. There is no breaking off and beginning anew. If we had no book, no leader, no one to copy, no one to follow, no example, if we were completely alone, stripped of all our knowledge, we would have to start from the very beginning. Of course, the complete stripping of ourselves must be wholly and fully spontaneous and voluntary. Otherwise, we would go mad, force ourselves into some kind of neurosis. As only a few seem to be capable of this complete aloneness, the world carries on with tradition, in its art, its music, its politics, its gods, which everlastingly breeds misery. That is what is happening in the world at present. There is nothing new, there is only opposition and counter-opposition. In religion, the old formula of fear and dogma continues. In the arts, there is the endeavor to find something new. But the mind is not new, it is the same old mind, ridden with tradition, fear, knowledge, and experience, endeavoring to search for the new. It is the mind itself that must denude itself, wholly, for the new to be. This is the real revolution. The desire to be secure in one form or another is so dominant that the mind will adjust itself to any pattern that can give it security and safety. But there is no security. When one really understands this, there is something totally different, which creates its own way of life. That life cannot be understood or copied. All that one can do is to understand and be aware of the ways of security. This brings its own freedom. The earth is beautiful, and the more you are aware of it, the more beautiful it is. The color, the varieties of greens, the yellows. It is amazing what one discovers when one is alone with the earth. Not only the insects, the birds, the grass, the varieties of flowers, the rocks, the colors and the trees, but thoughts, if one loves them. We are never alone with anything, with ourselves or with the earth. It is easy to be alone with a desire, not to resist it by an act of will, not to let it run away into action, not to allow its fulfillment, not to create its opposite by justification or condemnation, but to be alone with it. This brings about a very strange state without any action of will. It is will that creates resistance and conflict. Being alone with a desire brings about a transformation in the desire itself. Play with this and discover what happens. Don't force anything, but consider it easily. From childhood, we are told what to do, what to think, and inwardly we are deeply conditioned by social and environmental influence. Can we educate on the outside but leave the center free? Can we help men to be free inwardly and be always free? For it is only in freedom that we can be creative and so be happy. Otherwise, life is such a tortuous affair, a battle within and so without. To be free inside needs astonishing care and wisdom, but few see the importance of this. It is a strange world. We are concerned with the outer and not with creativity. To change all this, there must be at least a few who understand the necessity, who themselves are inwardly bringing about this freedom. What is important is a radical change in the unconscious. Any conscious action of the will cannot touch the unconscious. As conscious will cannot touch unconscious pursuits, wants, urges, the conscious mind must subside, be still, and not try to force the unconscious according to any pattern of action. The unconscious has its own pattern of action, a frame within which it functions. This frame cannot be broken by any outward action, and will is an outward act. If this is seen and understood, the outward mind is still, and because there is no resistance set up by will, one finds that the so-called unconscious begins to free itself from its limitations. Then only is there a radical transformation in the total being of man.